Hello, hello. Welcome to another Diabetes and Me with Calvin Boyd. This is my second episode for YouTube. I usually do my videos on another platform, so I'm starting to go back through them. Next stop is another location to spread the message and awareness about diabetes with my personal experience, not by anything that I've learned or studied. It's my experience with having diabetes for over 20 years now. Having diabetes since I was 15 years old was different. Um, Recently, I had someone talk to me and say they wouldn't even know how to, you know, step back and stop at the age of 15 because you don't know everything. You're still learning the world. And with me being a diabetic, quote unquote, I don't say me, but claim it. But what they say having diabetes and would it come from heredity, meaning like your mom and dad had diabetes or your grandparents had diabetes, you're more frequent to become a borderline diabetic. And that's what I wanted to talk to this episode about, is to the borderline diabetics. And I'm also going to talk about my experience with gastroparesis. So first, it's a lot of people that's borderline diabetics just because heredity, their parents had it, it runs in the family, or if you, plus they think a lot of times just because you're big that you're more inclined to get diabetes type 2, but it don't matter about the weight anymore because it's people that's 150 pounds that's becoming borderline diabetics at this point because it's what you consume, your consumption. Your metabolism can still be high and still can accumulate diabetes. So when you go to the doctors, and that's a good thing, whoever know they're borderline diabetic, because a lot of times people don't even know that they're borderline diabetes or that they have the disease already because they don't go to the doctors, or they ignore the feeling and keep going and working and life stuff, taking care of kids and this, that, taking care of everybody else and not taking care of yourself. Taking care of yourself is also mental health, because if you don't take care of yourself, that's going to attack your mental. Your body is your temple. And I always say an old slogan, the way you live a decade before is going to affect how you live that next decade if you make it. So basically, if you cutting up, eating, and doing everything you got no business in your 20s, you're going to go through it in your 30s. So if you do better in your 30s, you should probably live better in your 40s. You're living for later. You're not, you have to stop eating and doing everything for right now if you want a future. So with borderline diabetics, that's a good thing that you actually went to the doctor and didn't ignore it and wanted progress to be better. So the doctor's not always going to tell you that. They're going to say, hey, you need to stop what you're doing and this and that, or they try to throw some metformin at you, which is the most horriblest drug. No offense. That, when you have diabetes or whatever, they put you on metformin and it mess your stomach up so bad in other ways, and you it's a bad situation. So if you're a borderline diabetic, they say it's 90 days you can reverse this thing. Drink water. Water. If you want something else to drink, maybe 100% juice. Borderline diabetics, stay away from orange juice. Orange juice will spike a person's blood sugar to the roof. So stay away from orange juice. Definitely know you can't have any Kool-Aid. Maybe a little apple juice, 100%, something like that. But for the most part, drink water. Stay away from them water inserts. You know, that little pouring thing that has a lot of acetone in it. Acetone is worse than sugar. And acetone can mess up your kidneys, run your kidneys dry. And as a borderline, you don't want to mess your kidneys up at all. Your kidneys is a very important function as everything else in your body. So you need to leave them little water inserts. Now, me personally, I never had a problem or heard anything through my knowledge of Mio. Mio has been fine. I have worked at a gym before, and I've seen personal trainers drink a whole gallon of water with Mio in it. So I tried Mio for a while. I don't think Mio is a bad type substitute if you need some type of flavor or something like that. Because like me, I can't take my medicine with water. It bothers me. I have to have something different to take my medication with. And also, speaking of medication, borderline and diabetics, Take your medicine. Do what they tell you to do. My problem was I was so neglectful that I didn't even take my medicine like I was supposed to. I wait till I'm really sick and take it, and then when I felt like I felt better, I stopped taking it again and run on with life courses and everything else. When it's neglect on myself, why some things happen. We have to take accountability for some of our injuries and health issues. It's not always, and I'm a Christian, the devil. So, some stuff we do to ourselves, So at the same time, you got to take account for what you do and what you're done. So back to borderline diabetes. It takes 90 days again. It takes dedication. I would stay away from, of course, the candies. I would stay away from the starches. I would go a protein, meaning like chicken, fish, little bit of beef, a little bit of beef, and turkey would be okay. Stuff that can dissolve, that you can quote unquote digest, better. Certain foods like steak takes longer, hamburgers is longer in your body to digest, and it could affect a person that's with diabetes to keep their blood sugar elevated. So I say eat a protein in all vegetables, spinach, broccoli, anything green. Eat some beans, straight beans. Protein is in the beans, and stuff like that. Stay away from the pastas, spaghettis, candies, all types of stuff. And another thing, in these 90 days, eat in. You make your food out. Someone that you trust make your food. Don't eat out. All this stuff is processed and everything. We don't know what they put in the food at the restaurant. We don't know what's going on, but you know what's going on at your house. So actually eating in at your house will also help. Also, for borderline diabetes, you got to be careful with cuts and sores and all that good stuff now. Don't get no cuts in. And if you work in construction and all that stuff, continuously wash your hands. When you get home, once a week, I would recommend, if you're in construction, work with your hands and body, and you get sores and cuts, you need to take a bath once a week in Epsom salt and peroxide. Because sometimes you don't even know when you get a cut on your body, where's that? You don't find out till later. As a diabetic, I had a paper cut on my hand that took a whole month to heal. It was swelling up. A simple paper cut. So you sew and bruise faster. It's harder to heal when you become a diabetic. You're almost a fragile person. You have to be careful with any cut, nick, knack. That's a possibility for amputation. So I usually tell people, look at me and don't want to be me. This is my whole diabetes and me, trying to get the information out. I struggle and I have a lot of conditions from neglect. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do and taking diabetes serious. Diabetes is such a silent killer, and it don't care about your color, gender. It don't discriminate against nothing. And diabetes, sometimes you go through and have no issues, but if you having a feeling and if you're urinating a lot, like as soon as you drink water, you feeling thirsty, you drink it, then you back in the bathroom, and it's over and over again, you getting up 6, 7, 8 times at night, you need to go to the doctors, because you could possibly have diabetes. If your tongue is getting very dry, and like you just don't know why your mouth is always dry. If you have any tingling in your feet, tingling in your legs, that's the deal, because diabetes have neuropathy, which is diabetic nerve pains. If you're vomiting a lot, that could be other things other than diabetes, but the moral of the story is take yourself to the doctor. You are more important then that job and everything else. And if you go down as a family man, I'm talking to my fellas now, who gonna hold up? Yeah, your wife holds it up, but you know what you do as a man for your family, and you can't put that in jeopardy. I put that in jeopardy by getting hurt. I went from very independent to dependent. I went from being able to drive and do what I want to not to being able to drive, all from diabetes complications. Just like you, I'm talking to as a borderline diabetic, went to the doctors and the doctor told me everything and said what I should and shouldn't do. And what you do good for 1 to 2 days, then you go right back to your old routine, doing what you want to do, jeopardizing your life. But by me doing that, jeopardizing it, I'm an amputee on my right leg. I have no toes on my left foot. I have gastroparesis, which I'm going to talk about now. And I have earopathy in my eyes. And I'm going to talk about that in another video. But this video, I'm going to talk about gastroparesis. The gastroparesis means stomach dead. Means my stomach doesn't function. My stomach glands doesn't open to digest food. So when that happens, I can eat something and it'd be stuck in my throat right here. I have had food right here that I had to push up and out because it's undigested, and that was food from hours or yesterday. So with that being said, I have to eat certain stuff, like soft stuff like mashed potatoes, applesauce, and everything. And basically with gastroparesis, if you don't digest it, you're going to come back up and it makes you vomit. Also with gastroparesis, lately I could take a bite of food and feel full. For the last 6 days post this video, I was very sick, didn't eat a thing, was vomiting for hours, up all night, no rest. And that's a constant thing with gastroparesis. A lot of people with gastroparesis have a feeding tube in their nose. They may not eat no more natural food, or they just on the tube, or they eat a little bit. I'm trying to avoid that and not be on no feeding tube. So I'm trying to do whatever I could. I recently stopped eating meat, only fish. I think that's called a pescatarian. I feel like your body was never consumed to eat meat, and at the end, every time I was eating meat, chicken, burgers or anything, I would instantly bite it and feel sick, and it wouldn't digest in my stomach well. And the update is, I was sick for 4 days because it was Valentine's Day when I got sick that night. I went on the Valentine's Day, out with my wife, and she loves Japanese food. I don't really care for it, so so I got fish. Of course, I didn't eat the rice. All I did was eat the fish, but I should have stopped the guy before he put all that soy sauce on my fish. That's nothing but salt and sugar, basically. So I ate the fish, and it was good. It was good when I ate it. Got home sick. 6 days. To this 6th day right now, filming this video, I have yet to really eat a full meal. I've been drinking smoothies all day, every day. Smoothies. So I waited to do what I needed to do. I should have did it before, but now I'm so disciplined that the pains of gastroparesis hurt so much that I will do whatever I need to do. I don't mind. It's days, like I said, 6 days without a full meal. And I'm still up here trying to encourage somebody else so it can encourage me. I want somebody to see this video that having mental health issues, ready to jump off the cliff and ready to end their life, to know that you're not the only one going through things. It's people, it's life, and life is happening right now, and we got to accept it. Stuff is happening, and you're not the only one. And giving up, you have people that love you. Mostly people in this suicidal mental state always say they feel like a burden and this, and they just in the way. Don't do that. Your family, your friends, they love you. You're needed. keep fighting. You have to fight. I have to get up and fight every day not to vomit and be hurt all for days and days, but still not really eating. I want to encourage somebody else to not give in. Don't be no binge eating. Stay away from doing stuff you ain't got no business. Go to the doctor. Check yourself out from sores and all that good stuff. Check yourself out if you're feeling weird in your body. Don't push it off, because you could push it off and it could be something that could have been fixed in reverse, and you waited so long that now it's in the position where you can't be helped, and you don't want to be in that position. And I'm gonna say this, so some people are going through some things, and they be like, well, you know what, if anything happened to me, oh well, I don't care, but I'm not going to hurt myself. You're still suicidal, and that's not something you should say. Everybody needs someone to talk to. Find somebody you can trust and talk to them and get stuff off your chest, off your mental, because holding on to it is not going to be good. And going on and knowing you not feeling good and this and that. And if you ain't got insurance, go to the hospital. They can't deny you. You got to do what you have to do for you, because you're needed. So same thing. I have a daughter, I have a wife, I have brothers, sisters. So it's like, I have to do what's best for me. Mental health, I had to figure out, find what make me happy, and I'm still working on that. But mentally, I had to train my mind to say, hey, you can't eat this no more. I couldn't do that when I was 15 years old. But now turning 40, I could, because the pain and quote-unquote suffering I feel from gastroparesis is so tough on me that I don't eat. I'm scared to eat sometimes, but I don't live in fear. I just smoothie it up and stay light, because I don't want to be sick. But this sickness from diabetes, it was heredity and my fault. So now I have to accept what's going on. I have to accept everything. I can't say, I don't want to accept gastroparesis. I believe that my God is a healer, and I'm going to be healed from. But right now, my message is to encourage and keep going. I'm a fall risk. This band says fall risk. And I've been wearing this almost 3 years, because I've been in a wheelchair now almost 3 years. I had walked only for like a month. Then I had another surgery. In the last 2.5 years, 3 years, I had 26 surgeries, which I'm going to go into more in these diabetes and me talk. But today I wanted to talk about mental health. I wanted to talk about gastroparesis and talk to the borderline diabetics that you have 90 days to fix this: water, protein, vegetables. You can eat fruit. I say more like watermelon. People say fruit. That's another thing I'm going to talk about. They say fruit is bad. Fruit is not bad. Yes, it has natural sugar, and it will run a person's blood sugar up, but it won't. It will come down faster than anything else. Watermelon is probably the best thing. People are like, oh, watermelon, natural sugar. It's water, and it's melon. A person broke out of prison just recently, a couple of months ago, in another country. He was gone for 2 weeks. He survived off watermelon. I tell people watermelon is so great. Mangoes. Get your knife and just cut your mango. Eat fruit like that. Eat some grapes. Stay away from strawberries and oranges. Apples is okay as well. And do that with your cravings and stuff. What's another snack I could say that you could get when you're hungry and trying to... another thing, dude, saltine crackers. I know it sounds crazy, but saltine crackers, that also help you too. Yeah, keep your blood sugar steady, and at the same time, it won't run up crazy. So, basically, there's a lot of different complications with diabetes that affects your whole body. It just depends on different people. Just because a person get diabetes don't mean they're gonna get gastroparesis. Just because I, quote unquote, I don't have any kidney problems, thank the Lord. So it's different ways that affect you. It's not all the same, because it's a different disease in every person. Yes, it's a disease. Diabetes is a disease you don't want. I'm trying to tell you, you don't want, because it hurts your feelings. Um, it can make you very dependent, and if you're a very independent person, it it's a different mindset. And I'm here to tell you, you don't want this lifestyle, disabled lifestyle. It's challenging, it's taxing, but I'm just here to encourage somebody else while I'm still need encouragement myself. So yeah, I take heed to me. I tell people, look at me and never want to be me. I'm here to be a testimony for you to do better. You not to do what Calvin did. Yes, I was 15 and I knew better, but I really didn't know better because I was still learning the world at 15. I didn't know what was good yet, what's not good. Come from a big family. So yes, diabetes ran my family and I caught a hold of it. Didn't take it serious for 15 years or plus. And after COVID, they say I'm pre-existing. I got COVID in 2020. I already had a surgery in 2019, but it was, it was about healed up. And then 2020, I got COVID, and after that, boom, it hit the fan for me in a lot of ways that I'm going to explain in other videos. Yeah, this video was just about gastroparesis and the effects, and I wanted to talk about how gastroparesis just had me in the bed, sweating, cold chills, vomiting for 4 straight days. Sometimes just getting an hour and a half sleep, waking back up with pain and hurting and crying out to God for help. And it's very graphic. And I don't want to accept it. I just believe that my God is going to heal me from it. But at the same time, I got to spread the message. This is what I was told to do. Yeah, I share this with your loved ones. You share it, take heed to it as well. Please share this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube. I don't know how to do all the special effects and editing yet. But please subscribe. And tell you I'm going to be making a video every week now. Trying to build up a lot of content. So I just need y'all support to subscribe. Tell your family to subscribe. I know this is a real journey, and I'm going to get into a lot of my surgeries I had and what I had to endure as being a diabetic, from my eyesight to my stomach to my leg to my feet to different stuff to pre-existing conditions I have now. But I still get up, and because God is good, God is able. When I feel good, I want to encourage others. And when you don't hear from me, you know what to do. Put your hands together and look up to the sky for me, because that be needed as well. But yes, borderline diabetics again, you got 90 days. It's only 90 days. You deserve it for yourself. You could reverse something in 90 days that some people like me had for 20 years. So you owe it to yourself to take that 90 days. I ain't say go eat a salad, put all the dressing on it and all that goofy stuff, because that's just as bad as eating bad. Naked salad with vinaigrette, no cheese, none of that stuff. Go vegan for a while, no meat, pescatarian, eat fish only. If you can't do it, eat a grilled protein and veggies. No candies, no sodas at all. No sodas. I know you may have a sip of ginger ale, because that's like medicine. But other than ginger ale, no sodas. Maybe a few diet, if you could deal with diet sodas. Diet got a 0. Pepsi got a 0 that's really good. I like Coca-Cola as a whole, but the Pepsi 0 and the Dr. Pepper diet. Now that Dr. Pepper is different. So, but that's for a treat for yourself. But you should just be drinking water. Drink water and everything. Stay away from all bad stuff. You want to snack, eat some protein. Eat some saltine crackers, peanuts and stuff like that. Not peanuts with salt all over it. Just regular peanuts. Or crack you open a peanut and eat it that way for a snack. And then mental health. I want to say we all kind of battle mentally. If you battle with anxiety and different stuff, just take deep breaths. A sister of mine told me, as a therapist, and I was going through really bad mentally, and I was feeling like I don't know what I'm going to do. My next month, I feel like I'm about to lose it. She said, as long as you could take this next breath, you're going to make it. So as long as you can keep breathing, you can achieve this. As long as you keep breathing, it may not be the way you want it to be right now. You may be going through so many trials and problems, tribulations with life, health, housing, the spike of life of everything being more expensive. But just know everybody's going through it. Everybody's sick. Everybody's struggling. Don't let the internet or anything, a passage, fool you of people. So just know that you're wanted, you're needed, and you're loved. You're not a burden. You're not in the way. Your family, your friends would not be better off if you wasn't here. Care about yourself. Don't say if I go out here and get hit by a car, I don't care what happens, because that's the same thing. Kill the suicidal thoughts. Kill the thought. Be careful what you say out your mouth. Words have power. And some things you say out your mouth, and it comes out your mouth, and then from there, you know what happens. So be careful. Speak positivity, even in bad times. Even when you don't see your way out of a situation, say, I'm going to be all right. God going to get me through this. Because it's no worse than talking negative when you're already in a negative situation. What's that going to do? But make it worse than worse. So you got to see yourself at the bottom of the pool of 20 feet trying to climb up to get some air. You got to keep swimming. You got to keep going. Giving up is not an option. You don't have that right to say, I don't want to be here no more. I want to commit suicide. That's selfish. That's selfish. Don't be selfish. Because your effects in your life affect so many other people. Just know that. Know that you're loved. And nobody don't love you. Know that I love you. This is the reason why I do these videos. Mental health and diabetes awareness. I have recently completed 32 days now without eating any meat other than fish. And yes, it was hard. The first week and a half, I craved fried chicken. Woo! I was just on my mind. But you got to understand, everything starts with the mental. So I had to beat the mental first for my physical to keep going. So whatever you're going through, it's mental. It starts here in your head. So your feet go, your head will follow. Your head is what it is, the head. And you gotta speak positive. You gotta see your way out of it. And don't be jealous of other people. Don't be jealous of other people. Don't look down on other people. Don't say stuff. Be happy for others. Be happy for yourself. And diabetes, for my friends, last thing I'm going to say, if you have diabetes already, watch your mood. Don't allow nobody to upset you. Your mood controls diabetes too. When you're sick, I was sick all these days, didn't eat nothing. Did that mean my blood sugar was low? No, because your emotions, how you feel, that all affects diabetes. Pain affects diabetes. Yes. So through not eating, although I didn't eat 5 days, I still ran a high blood sugar because pain runs it up. So with that being said, don't allow nobody to upset you in your mood. Try to keep your mood high. Try to stay positive, because that also is going to help your blood pressure. Take your medicine as prescribed. Yes, God is a healer, but my first lady always say, my sister always say, God heals, but so do pills. So basically, he put it here on this earth. We don't believe in the final say of medicine. We believe in Christ. We believe that he's the author and the finisher, that he knows everything. Also, however, he also put doctors here, mechanics here, and people that know what they're doing on this earthly realm. So if it's right and you know it's right, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do for you. You deserve it for you. I'm turning 40 next month. And I started living better in my 30s. I looked to live my best years of my life going forward, 40s, 50s, and however God allows me to live, that I'm not going to be in the wheelchair after I get out this wheelchair and get my prosthetic leg. I'm going to be up and living life. And people with mental health and sick sometimes, I know you feel stuck. You feel like the world is moving without you and you just sitting there and you're stuck. I understand that feeling because I've been there. I experienced that feeling myself. But again, look for the bright side of stuff. Be like, well, I was in the house. That protected me. I could have been out here and gotten a car accident and got hurt. Or I could have been out here, somebody got caught in a crosswire, got shot. Think about all the good mercy that God saved you through, and He's preserved. I feel like He's preserving me. Yes, I've been sitting in this house almost 4 years, and in these walls, I took my posters down because I was having issues with anxiety, and I'm grateful not to really have anxiety attacks anymore, where I'm just, and anybody dealing with anxiety, just breathe, breathe, breathe. You're going to be okay. Just breathe. And just know that DM me anytime you want to talk. You feel like you won't want to be here, hit me up before you hurt yourself. I don't want nobody to hurt themselves or end their lives. Please subscribe to this channel, my YouTube. There's going to be more videos coming. And share with your family and friends. Your family and friends that's struggling with diabetes, mental health. And you could tell them the real story about me. That my story is you don't want to be like me. You don't want this life. You don't want this disabled. You don't want to be blind. You don't want your stomach to be dead. You don't want amputations. You don't want to be dependent. So do whatever you have to do to stay independent. So this is my second video, Diabetes and Me with Calvin Boyd. I thank y'all so much. I hope y'all tune in and all that good stuff. Please subscribe to my channel. I really need y'all support to keep going, to keep doing these videos. I really need y'all to subscribe for me. Thank y'all. God bless.